On a scale of 1 to 10, it's another 12 at Target Field. Final game of the series between the Kansas City Royals and Minnesota Twins, with the Twins an opportunity to sweep the Royals and keep their record as the best in Major League Baseball. Dick Braver along with Bert Blyleven. For those of you who've watched over the years, you know that one of us, and it's not me, keeps talking about how it's always about pitching. Well, yesterday some clutch hitting.
Yeah, it really was. Nick Blackburn was not on, so he needed some run support in the second inning. And with a 2-2 ball game, the Twins scored 5 runs thanks to the 2-run single right there by Joe Mauer. Later in the ball game, in the 8th inning, with a 5-5 ball game, Orlando Hudson, a home run. His first as a Minnesota Twin, the game-winning home run.
So occasionally it's about hitting, and those two guys who got the big hits yesterday honored today for their defensive prowess.
Well, for Orlando Hudson, this is the 4th Rawlings Gold Glove, and for Joe Mauer, his 2nd.
And the Twins do hope to sweep the Royals. Carl Pavano will make his 3rd start of the year when we come back. Minnesota Twins baseball on My 29 is brought to you by your local Northland. Minnesota Twins baseball on My 29 is brought to you by your local Northland Ford dealers. Visit your local Northland Ford dealer or go to northlandford.com. By Menards. Save big money on all your home improvement needs at Menards. And by Arby's. Come into Arby's today for their new $1 value menu.
Welcome back to Twins Baseball on My 29, and some fans wishing Joe Mauer an early happy birthday, as tomorrow will be Joe's official birthday. Hi, everybody. I'm Jim Rich, and going for the Twins today is the old man of the Twins pitching staff, Carl Pavano. And Pavano has been just what this team has needed. He's come in and stabilized this rotation for the Twins, already 2-0 on this year, and since he came to the Twins last August, he's 7-4, and another great thing about Mr. Pavano is the innings that he lasts on the mound. He's been great for the bullpen, great for the Twins, and he will get the start today looking for his 3rd win here as the Twins try to sweep the Royals for their first sweep of the season. Dick and Bert with first pitch right after this on My 29.
It's timeless, really, this sport we all love.
Mike. Isn't this beautiful?
Testing, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Chap? I tell you, this is unbelievable.
So guys, we'll have teas when we come back. Eventually it'll
It's timeless, really, this sport we all love. This game that's decided with a bat and a glove. It's the bright, warm sunshine that lights up the day. The feel of fresh-cut green grass when making a play. The aroma is a blend of bratwurst and beer.
Hey, peanuts here!
The peanuts and popcorn just add to the cheer. It's our senses that separate this sport from them all, in an atmosphere unique to the game of baseball. As the Twins step outside, they take a page from the past, when a field on a prairie gave us heroes to last. In their new home downtown, the faces have changed, but the similarities are many, and the heroes remain. Their most valuable players at the top of their game. And while so much is different, some things are the same. From Killer and Carew to the M&M boys, Twins territory is a place that generations enjoy. It's the game, it's the fans, it's the food, it's the fun. This timeless tradition served best with the sun. And there is plenty of sun on this beautiful Sunday afternoon here in downtown Minneapolis. A spectacular day to play baseball. And the Twins do indeed have the best record in the American League. No team in baseball has a better record than the Twins, who are off to a very, very good start. Twins with 9 wins in their first 12 games. Here's the Verizon batting order for the Royals. David DeJesus leading off. Scott Pasetnik batting second. Billy Butler having a birthday today and swinging the bat pretty well for Kansas City. Jose Guillen, Rick Ankiel, Alberto Callaspo, Jason Kendall, Alex Gordon, and Yuneski Betancourt.
Andy Schmeltz, Countryside Volkswagen Scatter Report on Carl Pavano. This guy leads by example. I think Jim Rich touched on it. Pavano, since coming over from the Cleveland Indians last year, has really helped some of the other starters in this rotation really, I think, become even better pitchers. And a guy out there that doesn't rely on overpowering stuff. He works all corners of the plate. He will pick up about 6 strikeouts over a 9-inning ball game, but only about 2 walks.
Northland Ford defense for the Twins, and a very good start for this ball club defensively with just the 1 error committed. Young, Span, and Kadire in the outfield. Harris, Hardy, Hudson, Morneau around the infield. Mauer behind the plate. Drew Butera is going to have to wait for another day to make his start here at Target Field. And Delman Young committing the 1 lone error. It came last weekend in Chicago. Span has patrolled center field like he was born to play there here at Target Field. And Kadire, of course, very strong arm in right. Middle infield is new for the Twins. Corner infield is not, with Morneau at first and Brendan Harris getting the start. The Twins being very cautious with Nick Punto, their regular third baseman. He's got a little bit of a groin pull. The Twins have a scheduled off day tomorrow, so Twins want to give him every opportunity they can to let it heal completely for the road trip coming up.
Pavano making his 3rd start of the season. First 2 outstanding. 1 in Anaheim and 1 here against the Boston Red Sox. 2-0 so far on the year. Only 1 walk in 13 innings pitched.
Pavano to DeJesus and a check swing, strike 1. You made note of it when Liriano started and when Scott Baker started, and it'll be an interesting stat to follow here today, the number of first pitch strikes for Carl Pavano. Popped up behind third. Delman Young toward the line, makes the catch, 1 away. So a quick first out. DeJesus retired, and that'll bring up Pasetnik.
Yeah, Pavano making his 9th career start against the Kansas City Royals. There are some Royals in this lineup that have had success against Pavano. Those are his numbers this year so far. Very good. 13 innings pitched. He's allowed only 10 hits with 10 strikeouts and the only 1 walk.
Missing the inside corner to Pasetnik, off to a torrid start for the Royals in his first year with Kansas City.
Yeah, right now that .439 batting average, leading the American League in hitting. He got a base hit the other day when Harris was playing exactly where he's at. He got a fastball away, slapped it right past Harris at third base. Harris has to come in because of the possible bunt from Pasetnik.
We saw it regularly last year with the White Sox. Instead of a full swing, just kind of doing that slug bunt as he's running out of the box, trying to get aboard that way.
Well, he knows what his capabilities are. He's been at the major league level 10 seasons. This is his first season with the Kansas City Royals. A career .277 hitter. And he tries bunting right there, and Pavano fielding his position.
Pasetnik looked like he tried to drag the bunt with him up the line, but he put it in play a little bit too far. Pavano was able to make the play.
Well, again, last year he was with the Cleveland Indians in April, and remember he had those 4 miserable years in New York, and he was just kind of getting his feet wet again. He went off the couple surgeries. Well, he finished the season strong with the Twins, and starting the season here extremely strong.
And a lot of the April carnage last year done in his very first start in his very first inning, when he gave up 9 earned runs in 1 inning in his first start for the Indians. 1 strike to Billy Butler, turning 24 years of age today. And therein lies a lot of Kansas City's hopes for the next 5-6 years. Butler, a young player, and he's hitting in the middle of their lineup, and he's already garnered the reputation of being a very productive hitter, and he is just 24 years old.
Well, you want to show that you will pitch Butler inside, because you lead the ball out over the plate, he'll take you to right field. Last year hit .301 for the Royals in his 3rd season, his 2nd full season with the Royals. 51 doubles last year for Butler. Only Brian Roberts of the Orioles had more.
Pitches up high.
And that ball was meant to be inside a little bit. Try to get Butler to stand up a little bit. Butler, a hitter that likes to crouch a little bit. Once he can see him right there, kind of bend the knees, try to get a little bit lower, and he'll drive the ball a lot to right center.
Right off the end of the bat, a dribbler foul. Still 1-2.
Pavano, 34 years old. This is his 13th major league season. First came up with the Montreal Expos back in 1998.
That's hit a long way to right field. Kadire going back off the wall, and a hard carom, and Butler's going to round second on his way to third. The throw coming through, and he's out by a mile. So the hard right field wall comes into play for the first time here. Butler gets a double, but he's out by plenty, being greedy. Deck in right field came into play for the first time.
Well, you can see that ball ricochet back toward the infield, and we're going to take a look at it. It hit right about there, and then That ball hit sharply, and they can see Kadire chasing it. And Butler, with 2 outs and not a lot of speed, takes a gamble right there, and Harris tags him out for the final out of the inning. So credit Butler with a double, his second of the year, but thrown out 9-5 by Kadire to Harris.
So now Denard Span. That's a long way for a right-handed hitter to hit the ball, and Butler absolutely mashed it. Span takes strike 1. And flip foul. Span, Hudson, and Bauer to face Luke Hochevar here in the Twins first.
Well, Span doing a great job, even though that average is not where Span will be toward the end of the year. He's already drawn 10 walks and has only struck out 4 times.
Up and away, 1-2.
Hochevar, a hard-throwing right-hander, making his 3rd start of the year.
And a breaking ball around the plate, 2-2.
Hochevar, 26 years old. This is his 4th season with the Royals. Fastball in the low 90s. Throws a little cut fastball he'll throw in on left-handers. That last pitch, the curveball, and then he'll mix in a changeup.
And as we've seen so often, Span falling behind very quickly, 0-2, and then you blink and it's 3-2.
Well, Span said his first at-bat of every ball game is a at-bat. He would like to make that pitcher throw about 5 or 6 pitches. This will be the 6th pitch, just so everybody else on the bench and behind him will see what kind of stuff he has. And then he's able to do that. There's another pitch that Hochevar has to throw.
Yesterday it was a 3-2 pitch, and Span finally grounded to second. In the series opener here on Friday night, Span walked to start the ball game. So, true to his word, he's taking a lot of pitches and having some extended at-bats to start a ball game. And a liner too tall for the second baseman, Callaspo, and Span wheels around first, on his way to second, and he's safe. And here comes Trey Hillman. It looked like Betancourt was in position to put the tag on Span, but the ruling is safe at second.
You know, it's funny, we did that instructional a couple nights ago here with Roy Smalley about applying the tag and leaving it there so the umpire can see it on the Hudson kind of sweep in game 1 of this 3-game series. The good hustle right there and the quick tag. But second base umpire Eric Cooper right there. And
oh, boy.
And the Twins get a break.
Yeah. One angle to me looked like he was safe, but the definitive angle, the one we just showed you, it looked like the tag was right before Span got his foot on the bag.
Well, Span getting his 4th double of the year.
And here is Hudson. Outside, ball 1. Hudson, a little bit better average from the right side of the plate than the left. Granted, it's early, but hitting .333 with his lone home run right-handed, .250 from the left side of the plate.
Well, his goal right here, try to get Span over to third.
And Hochevar misses again outside. Hochevar faced the Twins in what we thought was going to be the last game ever played at the Metrodome. Game 162, and the Twins handled him pretty well and took him deep 3 times. So far this year, he's given up just 1 home run. Another one sailing outside.
Thing about Hochevar, this is his 4th season with the Royals. He's been up and down the previous 3 seasons. He's kind of a hit and miss, Dick. I mean, he's either real sharp or he just gets beat up. Now, his first start of the year against the Tigers, outstanding. 7 2/3 innings, did not allow a run. And then his last start, he ended up getting the win, but he gave up 5 runs, 4 earned in 5 innings pitched.
Hudson will be taking this 3-0 pitch. takes it for a strike. Yeah, a year ago you said he was up and down. He was down. He was in Omaha. He didn't make the team out of spring training last year. They called him up. He struggled very early on, then got into one of those grooves. And in the middle months of the summer was a very good pitcher, and then really tailed off at the end. Now Hudson walks to fill first base. 2 aboard for Mauer. And Mauer coming to the plate with 2 on and nobody out. Butler's birthday today. Joe Mauer's birthday tomorrow. The schedule makers, with a tip of the cap to the league MVP, gave him a day off tomorrow.
Joe will be 27 years old tomorrow. And we highlighted in our open Joe Mauer winning his 2nd Rolling Gold Glove, and also Orlando Hudson receiving his Gold Glove before the ball game, his 4th.
And strike 1. He's caught all 3 games of this series. Reporting to the ballpark yesterday saying, "Oh, I'm ready to go. I love playing here and I want to be in the lineup. We got an off day on Monday."
For Mauer, this is his 7th season with the Twins.
Base hit to left. Span around third. He's being held, and they're loaded up with nobody out.
Posednik in left field. He was not playing very deep, and Scotty Alger, the third base coach, saw that. A couple reasons why Span doesn't try to score there, because how hard this ball was hit. Joe hitting it sharply right through the infield, but Posednik does a good job of charging the ball and then hitting the cutoff man. Here comes Span. He's thinking, I've got to score. Scotty Alger holding up both arms. Stay at third.
Here's Morneau. With the bases loaded, nobody out. Ball 1. Now Morneau has come up. In fact, the Twins players have come up with the bases loaded rather frequently. They just have not converted very well in bases full situations yet this year. 2-0.
I think here at the new Target Field, everything has been. The Twins have hit a triple, a double, all that stuff. The only thing that have not been hit yet is a grand slam. Is that a call?
Is
here
that a
Sunday?
call?
Why not? Let's go.
2-0. Should get a pretty good pitch to hit. 3-0 with Kadire on deck. So it's already been a hit and a walk and a hit, and now Hochevar in danger of walking in a run. Now this is a guy you might turn loose on 3-0.
It has to be a pitch that Justin says he can drive somewhere. Outer half of the plate, he'll probably take it. He's looking probably fastball in, that he can hit it into that plaza area.
At the knees, 3-1. And it wasn't in that narrow little area that he was looking at, so he took it.
Belt high with nothing on it.
3-1. There's ball 4, and Morneau gets a run batted in with yet another walk. Morneau with a .341 batting average and an on-base percentage of .473 coming into the game. He has reached base nearly half his times coming to the plate.
Well, the 12th walk of Justin Morneau to go with his 8 strikeouts, and he does pick up an RBI, his 8th of the year. Bob McClure, he told me the other day about Hochevar. One thing that he's going to do is he wants Hochevar, and a lot of young kids do this, stay away from the big inning. That's really the thing that has hurt Hochevar.
Well, good luck with that here. Here's the Window Concepts Twins batting order, and you've seen about half of it already. Span, Hudson, Mauer, and Morneau. Kadire will come up with the bases loaded. And then Jason Kubel hit a couple of home runs last year against Hochevar in game 162. Delman Young hit a homer against him. J.J. Hardy and Brendan Harris. So here's Kadire, the team leader in runs batted in. Second, actually, to Joe Mauer in his 10. Breaking ball over for a strike.
Well, let's take a look at the Schmelz Countryside Saab scouting report on Luke Hochevar making his 3rd start. Yeah, and like I talked about, it's kind of been a hit and miss for him, and he needs to stay away from the big inning.
1-1.
Twins are trying to put a big inning right here in the first.
Kanier 1 week ago right now had yet to drive in a run. He's had a good homestand with 9 runs batted in and a great chance to add to that total here. Here's a fly ball to right field.
You can run on his arm.
DeJesus. Ball coming through, but Hudson scores. Kanier drives in his 10th run, and it's 2-0.
Twins know if that ball is deep enough that you can run on DeJesus. Right there, and Scotty Alger, who grades outfielders' arms. Now, if Michael Kanier catches that ball, they may hold, the runner-up, Hudson. But DeJesus, not a very strong arm, pretty accurate, but not real strong. And Kanier does pick up an RBI on the sacrifice fly.
But within his limitations, he's aware of that. We didn't see him airmail the throw, so by throwing a low trajectory throw to the cutoff man or in the general direction, he kept Mauer at second and Morneau at first. So the double play in order in part because DeJesus didn't airmail the throw.
Right.
Here's Kubel. Good numbers against Hochevar. And he takes strike one. And now ball one. Remember, the Twins really teed off on Hochevar in the last regularly scheduled game at the Dome, and nobody enjoyed the day more than Jason Kubel. Check swing, and a bouncer foul, 1-2. A couple of walks and a couple of hits, and the Twins trying to take advantage of Hochevar here in the first inning. Yesterday, they scored 5 runs in the second inning. And they've already put up a crooked number here in the first today. Just off the plate again, a breaking ball that broke around the plate, according to Chad Fairchild.
Oh, the curveball right here. Watch the curveball just kind of stay up. Well, not a bad pitch right there. Maybe it went around the plate. I hated umpires that said that on my curveball.
Here's my call. Kubel going deep. Not deep enough. Deep short. Deep short. Infield fly rule was never called. And the catch made by Betancourt, 2 away. That'll bring up Delman Young. Northland Ford defense for the Kansas City Royals. Besednik, Ankiel, and DeJesus. And an infield of Alex Gordon making his first start of the year. Betancourt, Teosmo up the middle, Butler at first, and Kendall has caught every game of this series as well.
Yeah, some new faces in that defense. Kendall behind the plate, Besednik in left, and Keel in center.
Delman Young hitting an even 300. And a high fly to left center field. High and deep to the gap. And Keel with a great catch right in front of the fence, about 400 feet from home plate. 2 left, 2 score. A good first inning for the Twins, and they jump out in front. Carl Pavano an early 2-0 lead.
Yeah, that's called a breathing room a little bit for a starting pitcher. You like to get runs early, so, if you do make a mistake, it's not like, it's a 1-0 them lead. So Pavano given an early lead, he will do exactly what he needs to do, hopefully get his team back on that bench as quick as possible.
Jose Guillen leads off the second, and the first pitch tap foul. Fan with a nice catch brought his glove and a field level seat, which might be one of the 5 greatest things about this ballpark. Fans can be right down on the field instead of 9 feet in the air. Awkward swing, 0-2.
Good fastball right there. In yesterday's ball game, we saw Guillen hit a double to right center where that ball looked like it was about 2 feet outside. I mentioned then you have to show him that you'll come inside, and right there, good fastball inner half of the plate. Guillen, good numbers against Pavano. 5 hits and 10 at-bats with a home run.
And a breaking ball in front of the plate, and it's 1-2. Came into the series with 5 home runs in 4 games. Twins have at least kept him in the yard in this series. And now 2-2. With all the injuries he suffered in his 4, as you called them, miserable years in New York, who would have thought? Bouncer to short. Hardy across the mound. Who would have thought that Pavano would ever be considered a stabilizing force in a rotation, but I think that's exactly what he's been. After the Royals depart, the Twins will try to cool off the Cleveland Indians. 3 games at Target Field. Tickets available for all 3 games beginning Tuesday night. You can go online to twinsbaseball.com or call 800-33-TWINS to check availability. Experience outdoor baseball in a must-see ballpark. Twins hosting Cleveland, leading Chicago 7-1. They knocked Gavin Floyd out in the 2nd inning. Shin-Soo Choo with a grand slam, and the Indians are threatening to sweep the White Sox. Fouled straight back. 2 strikes.
Yeah, talking a little bit about more Pavano. When Pavano played his last 2 years with the Florida Marlins, he won 30 ball games over those 2 years. 12 and 18 in 2004, became a free agent and signed that big contract. I believe a $40 million 4-year contract with the Yankees. And then the injuries really start to take its toll on Pavano. So the history is there. There's a high fastball right there. Pavano picks up his first strikeout. But, after you get injured, which I did a couple times with my elbow and my shoulder, it takes time to come back. And that's why last year, Pavano, that was a very important year for Pavano last year, just to get the innings back underneath his belt, because this guy is a competitor. 199 innings last year for Pavano between the Indians and the Twins.
And then the playoffs start. The playoff innings took him over the 200-inning pitch mark, which was remarkable given how little he had pitched in the 4 years prior.
Yeah, this guy's a big horse. I mean, you shake his hands, you better be able to get in there deep, because he'll break some fingers. We've already seen him the first couple ball games stick those big paws out and get balls that are hit back up the middle on his right side of the pitching mound.
2-0 to Callaspo. And he got him out front and got a bouncer foul.
And that's what he's about. You look at Pavano, I mean, he's 6'4", about 240. And you think this guy's going to blow the ball by me, but he's a pitcher. He changes speeds well. He'll mix in a curveball. He'll mix in what he calls a Foss changeup. And then that slider. Watch out, he didn't want to stick his paws out there.
Another 2-out hit for the Royals. Callaspo at first with 2 down. Yeah, regarding the last time he got hit in the hand or reached out to catch a one-hop smash.
You see the ball just left up right there, and Callaspo, good hitting right back up the middle.
He got hit in the meat part of the hand, the thick part of the hand, and while it stung, it didn't bend a finger back or split a fingernail or anything like that. So he's good to go. No damage done. Here's Kendall. Ball 1. Kendall, known as a good caller of a game, and Well, they'll take a 366 average for as long as he can give it to them. You look at the signing of Kendall, and it's pretty transparent. They wanted someone who could call a good game to maybe keep the Hoshavers of the world from having those terrible cycles where they're very good and very bad.
Well, Kendall in his 15th major league season, a career .290 hitter, but not much power. 75 career home runs and almost over now 7,200 major league at bats.
2-1. Now, with the Kansas City rotation being what it is, you've got Greinke, who won the Cy Young Award, so they figure they've got something locked in place there that will give them consistently good starts, even though his start here Friday night wasn't his best, certainly. It's a fly ball to right field, and Kadire makes the catch to end the inning. Another 2-out hit for the Royals. No damage done. It's still 2-0 Twins.
All the pictures that they have put on every level, unbelievable. The history of the Minnesota Twins, all right here at Target Field, going back to 1961.
Looking very much forward to the future, but yet embracing your past, and that's one of the charms of this ballpark. Here's J.J. Hardy. And he takes ball one. Twins hoping to reload here in the second against Hoshaver. They got a couple in the first. Had the bases loaded and a run in with nobody out. And then Hoshaver got Kadire, Kubel, and Young to minimize the damage. So I guess as Bob McClure told you, he wanted Hoshaver to limit the damage. He did a decent job of that.
Yeah, he did a pretty good job at damage control, even though Delman Young hit it a long way. And we've seen balls fly out toward that bullpen. That one there, Delman hit it sharply, but Ankiel ran it down.
That said, the last thing he wants to do is start filling the bases with walks again. 3-0 to Hardy. Anthony's a strike.
Yeah, 2 walks in that first inning for Hoshaver, able to get strike one on 5 of the 7, but Twins did some damage on the sacrifice fly, and the bases loaded walk.
Popped up towards Betancourt. 1 down. You know, we talked about the Budweiser roof deck, and I've been up there, and it looks a long ways from home plate because it is, yet Michael Kadire hit one up there in batting practice today. We saw yesterday Orlando Hudson hit one off the facing of the second deck, and so you wonder, well, how far is the second deck, and would anybody ever be able to hit one up there or into the third deck? And I think the answer is going to be yes. Based on what I saw in batting practice when Kadire hit one over the railing, onto the seats up there and then back down onto the field. Somebody's going to get into one sooner or later and put one into the third deck here.
Yeah, and that third deck called the home run porch up there. Here at Target Field. There it is.
1-1 to Harris. And Kendall can't hang on to it. It's ball 2. 2-1.
How about that game last night in St. Louis? A 20-inning affair, finally won by the Mets 2-1.
How can anybody play the Cardinals and keep for that long and keep Pujols from driving
They
5 runs?
They walked him 4 times
on the outside corner.
Yeah, I looked at that ball game, Dick, and it was 2-1. They, Cardinals used 22 players. Mets used 24. And Mets used 9 pitchers. Cardinals used 10. Total of 654 pitches. Or 652 total pitches by both teams.
But it was scoreless through 18, right?
Nothing after 18. Mets scored a run. Cardinals came back and tied it, and finally the Mets scored a run in the top of the 20th to win 2-1.
Ooh. That hit Hoshaver or hit the rubber.
I think it hit the pitching rubber.
Well, there's an obscure rule in baseball that I don't know has ever come into play, but it came close to coming into play here.
Well, I think it hits the ground first. If it hits the air, hits that pitching rubber in the air and goes foul, it's a foul ball. As long as it goes between first and third. Take a look right here.
Yeah, it did hit the dirt. And then may have hit Hoshaver on the heel.
Take another look right here. Yeah, I got Hoshaver. I thought it maybe hit the rubber and then bounced straight up. Now, see, if that ball hit the rubber right there without making contact with the pitcher in the air, and it comes back, say, toward the Twins dugout, that's a foul ball. That's a great rule.
But I can't imagine it ever coming into play. Maybe once or twice in the history of baseball. But it's in the rule book. Outside, 1-0 to Span. It'll be a hit for Harris and the third Twins hit of the day.
Maybe that's why Gaylord Perry always dug a hole about a foot deep in front of that pitching rubber. There's one guy I did not want to pitch against because all you're doing between innings, I felt like Mark Fidrich filling in the dirt. The hole with dirt.
Span takes a close pitch for ball 2. And I think Kendall a little disappointed that wasn't a strike. You can imagine how Hoshaver feels. And then there are pitchers. I worked with one, at least one, who would pitch from in front of the rubber, trying to add an extra 6 inches to his fastball. Could be 2. Taylor made, and Span bounces into a double play.
Can't believe a pitcher would do that.
2-0 Twins as we go to the third. And the Menards key stat since they acquired Carl Pavano, the Twins have found another gear. And Pavano on the mound here today for the Twins, looking for his 3rd win of this young season.
And if I'm Baker and you saw Slowey sitting there, you watch Pavano pitch. You never quit learning in this game of baseball, especially from a veteran pitcher.
You can always look foolish if you try to compare pitchers from one era to another, but in '87, Frank Viola started to turn his career around, but you were the veteran presence there. In 1991, Scott Erickson won 20 games, but Jack Morris was the veteran guy to kind of show him the way a little bit. And so, to maybe a lesser extent, that's what the Twins have found here with Pavano. There's a drive to left field. Delman Young will play it on a hop, and Gordon is aboard with a leadoff single, 3rd hit for the Royals. Well, let's hear from Scott Baker and hear what he has to say about Pavano's influence.
He's got a kind of a solution for a lot of different issues that other pitchers have gone through. So he's been great. He's that veteran presence that we've continued to look for, and he's a good teammate.
Not only a good teammate, but again, Pavano, you know, he's gone through the arm operations and the surgeries, and he knows how difficult it is to get back and be mentally prepared for each start, too. His routine.
And Baker looking on. Pavano had an instant impact with the Twins last year. One and 0 to the number 9 hitter, Yuniesky Betancourt, who's been swinging the hottest bat for Kansas City. Here's a bouncer up the line, foul. Betancourt 10 hits in his last 20 at bats.
I think before Pavano was Brad Radke. Brad Radke was a guy that a lot of younger pitchers looked up to.
You know, we talk about how John Roush will fare when at the end of a game his true test of his closing abilities will be when he misfires, when he has a poor result in a save opportunity. But similarly, I wonder, the real value of a Pavano in a rotation. Not when things are going great and he's 2-0 and he's got a small ERA, but it's going to happen. It might happen today where he has a really bad outing. Then how he handles himself in preparation for his next start and beyond.
Yeah, nobody has to pat you on the back when you're 2-0.
Right.
When you're 0-2, then that's when you want somebody to come up and say, hey, you know what? If you just do this, or I've been there. I've been 0-4 at the beginning of the year or whatever, and you find it within yourself to get better, but you also need your teammates knowing that they're there to get your back more or less.
Another foul on the end of the bat. Betancourt hanging tough, hitting 9th for Kansas City. 3 hits for the Royals so far, but nothing new there. They're, as a team, hitting over 300 to lead the American League. And we've seen Pavano today get a lot of outs, or a few of them anyway, on fly balls, trying to get a ground ball here, maybe get a double play.
Well, Gordon was kind of leaning right there.
Nick Blackburn picked off the runner of Pasednik yesterday. And now Gordon, who has some speed, nearly got picked off here.
Yeah, Eddie Rodriguez, the first base coach, looking over at Dave Owen, the third base coach, helping Gordon read those signs. Gordon in his first official game here. Pinched hit in yesterday's ball game, just getting called up.
And Gordon, a key guy for the Royals. We mentioned that they like to think that Butler's established himself now in the middle of the Kansas City lineup, and he just needs some help. And Gordon drafted as high as he was because they envision him being a middle of the lineup fixture for the Royals.
They just need for him to stay healthy.
Well, if he steals second, the Royals are hoping he slides in feet first, because that's how he got hurt in the first place. There's a liner just out of the reach of Hardy, and Gordon will go to second. And the third inning starts with a pair of hits. So good at bat for Betancourt, who flipped a couple of pitches foul to keep the at bat alive, and he ends up with a single. Twins territory is on My 29, and next Sunday we are in Kansas City for the series finale there between these two ball clubs. Back-to-back weekend showdowns, and all the action next Sunday is at 1 on My 29. First and second, nobody out. We'll see how Pavano can do in the damage control department with DeJesus at the plate. Harris in on the edge of the grass at third. And bunted in the air, and Morneau was playing behind the runner. It'll be a bad bunt, but a good sacrifice nonetheless. So the tying runs move up into scoring position with one out. Here's Posednik.
Well, high fives all around for DeJesus. He does get a sacrifice. Tried to push that ball with him, take it with him like Posednik did in his first at bat.
Posednik tried to bunt for a hit unsuccessfully, and now coming up with two runners on in scoring position and one out. Off-speed pitch over for strike one. Middle infield playing back. They'll concede a run on a ground ball here. And Posednik takes strike two on the inside corner.
Pavano, a pitcher that can pick up a strikeout. Again, he's averaged about 6 strikeouts per 9 innings throughout his career. And this is what you're thinking right here if you're a pitcher with a runner at third with one out.
And the danger is Billy Butler on deck. This is a key guy.
See if they try to run that fastball in on Posednik. Watch Joe Mauer where he will move. Sitting outer half of the plate. And a good block right there by Joe. Pavano does have that fastball that will start inside and then work over the inner half of the plate.
Too tall for Pavano, and the run will score, and Posednik beats out the bouncer for an infield hit. So Posednik flying down the line gets an infield hit and a run batted in.
Kind of defensive type swing by Posednik, and it just kind of reaches out and hits it over the head of Pavano. And Gordon getting a very good jump right there. Orlando Hudson, best play he could make right there, but Posednik just beats it out with his speed. So Posednik gets an infield base hit, the 5th hit for the Royals, and the 5th RBI for Posednik.
Butler doubled off the fence in right and was thrown out trying to get a triple. And Posednik takes off. Mauer's throw. Posednik with a long slide, and Mauer's throw didn't get him, but it looked like Posednik's slide really slowed him down.
Well, he got a great jump right here off of Pavano. Joe Mauer, one of the best, is throwing out runners, but when that runner is 3/4 away by the time that ball is, out of Joe's hand, Posednik getting that left hand on the bag. He steals his 7th base of the year. And for the Royals, they're 14th.
Ball one to Butler, and a foul. 1-1. And you saw Posednik go in head first, and not to belabor the point, but that's how Gordon broke his thumb in the first place, with a head first slide into second base. 1-1 to Butler.
We saw Butler in his first at-bat take a pitch the other way. See if they try to stay inside on Butler. Again, a young man likes to extend those arms.
Twins infield back. They'll concede the tying run on a ground ball, and Pavano misses. 2-1.
Remember that pitch yesterday that Blackburn struck out Butler on that good sinker down and in.
3 singles, and so far a run for the Royals here in the 3rd. Another base hit. It'll at least tie the game. Posednik is going to be held. And the Royals coming back on Pavano and the Twins here with 4 hits and so far a couple of runs.
Well, Pavano tried to come inside. I watched Joe Mauer sit in, but he left the ball out over the plate. That enabled Butler to drive in a run. His 2nd hit of the ball game, his 10th RBI. See, that ball just left out over the plate. Didn't get in there deep enough. And Butler opened up quickly. Got the RBI single.
The Royals threatening to take the lead here. Guillen at the plate. Get a ground ball to short his first time up. Strike 1. Pavano in his 13 innings coming into play today had given up just 10 hits, and now the Royals have 4 of them here in this inning. Fouled back, 2 strikes. O'Shaver with some nice damage control in his first inning of work, and now the veteran Pavano trying to limit the damage here in the 3rd. And that'll rifle through the gap. Young cuts it off. Another run scores, and it's another single with Young cutting that ball off. The 5th Kansas City single this inning, and they lead it 3-2.
And that'll bring out pitching coach Rick Anderson. Head in the count. He's just leaving some pitches up right here. You can see the strong swing by Guillen. Guillen with some knee problems, not quick out of that box. And on the plate, Butler going from 1st to 3rd. As Posednik scores the 3rd run of the inning.
So a 3-run 3rd, and Ankiel will come to the plate. Home plate umpire Chad Fairchild coming to the mound.
I know that Kathy Reitman is here today. She's celebrating her 9th birthday. Kathy, happy birthday to you.
Ankiel went down swinging his first time up, chased a high fastball, and Pavano would love to get him here. Trying to get an out of any kind here after 3 straight singles. The only out of the inning is the one the Royals gave the Twins with the sacrifice bunt. One and 0. Pulled just wide of the line.
Well, for Pavano, this is his 211th Major League start. 82 wins, 78 losses in his career.
Two and 1. Royals with a couple of 2-out hits in the first 2 innings of play today, but they started this inning with back-to-back singles from the 8 and 9 hitters and haven't looked back since.
Well, 25th pitch of the inning for Pavano.
And now 2 and 2. Royals starting the day 4.5 games behind the Twins and a half game out of last place. The White Sox are in last place. That game, by the way, 7-3 Cleveland, bottom of the 6th. And he tried Tried to drop a curve on the outside corner, but missed. Now the count's full with Callaspo on deck.
The starting staff has been so consistent, so many quality starts. Blackburn yesterday really struggled through 5 innings. Pavano trying to get out of this inning with any further damage, and he picks up a strikeout for the second out, getting Ankiel for the second time. It looked like with a changeup right here. A good location just out of reach of Ankiel. So both strikeouts of Pavano have come against Ankiel.
And now Callaspo. Up and in, ball 1. Twins have their off day tomorrow, and then the Indians come to town. The Royals from here go to Toronto for 3 games. 2-0.
Took a little off that fastball right there. Callaspo a little out front. Callaspo got that base hit right up the middle in his first at bat in the second inning.
Two and one for the Kansas City second baseman. 3-1 with Kendall on deck. Callaspo, the 8th man to bat this inning. Pavano's trying to pound the ball inside and get a strike call.
Boy, not missing by much.
And pulled foul. It's a full count. The runner at first. Guillen will leave early. And Morneau trying to get Pavano's attention to let him know he's going to play behind him. A long 3rd inning for Pavano. And he has seen the Royals take the lead 3-2. Flared foul over the tarp along the third base side. Sellout crowd here at Target Field. Sunscreen being applied here. What a concept. A ball game, and you don't want to get sunburned. Another 3-2 to Callaspo. High drive to deep right field. And gone. A 3-run home run, and it's a 6-run inning for the Royals.
That hurt right there. That hurt the Twins. Boy, you're hoping that Pavano could get out of the inning with giving up 3 runs, so it's only a 1-run deficit. But now the Royals have put a 6 spot here in the top of the 3rd inning. Callaspo hitting his 2nd home run of the year.
And Kendall, who hit a fly ball to right to wrap up the 2nd inning. Pavano trying to get him to wrap up the 3rd.
On a 3-2 pitch. That ball left right over the heart of the plate. Callaspo getting that ball up in the air, and the first home run that Pavano has allowed this year is a 3-run home run.
And another base hit. 7 hits allowed by Pavano here to the Royals. Kendall, the 9th man to bat, and there will be a 10th. Alex Burnett, who just was recalled after being sent down for a couple of days to Rochester, with Jose Majaras being put on the disabled list yesterday. Burnett getting warmed up here in the 3rd. Boy, we talked about Pavano, and Hey, when you're 2-0, you don't need to get a pat on the back. It's what you do as a veteran when things aren't going your way, and we no sooner said that than things started going Kansas City's way. And it all started with Gordon's leadoff hit earlier this inning. Strike one. Runner going, and nobody was at second base. So Kendall, surprisingly, at least to the Twins' middle infield, stealing second.
Well, so much focus on just trying to get out of the inning. You see Kendall right there just kind of getting a good jump, that walking lead, and then takes off to second base. Both infielders kind of held back. And Kendall, stolen base, his first of the year.
He used to steal more than 20 bases a year, but that was a long time ago with the Pirates. 1-2. A long top of the third inning. And if you're going to have a 6-run inning, I guess it's better that it's in the third inning than the 8th. So we'll see if Pavano can finally get the Twins off the field here.
Yeah, this will be his 40th pitch of the inning.
Outside. 2-2.
$12 in the first, 16 in the second, and an ugly inning right here. I'd like to throw between 12 and 16 pitches per inning.
And I gotta believe
he's pitching like 3 innings right here in this 1 inning.
I believe that this is going to be the last batter he faces, one way or the other. If Gordon reaches, but Betancourt gets a second at bat here this inning, that the Twins might pull the trigger. 3-2 with a runner at second and 2 away. Little flare to left. Delman Young with a basket catch. And finally the Twins get to come off the field, but not until the Royals put a 6 spot up in the third.
To the Royals after a big inning for Kansas City, but the Twins have one of the most feared offensive lineups in baseball, and the centerpiece, of course, is Joe Mauer, and that's something that the opponents have been noticing, saying that they have been intentionally walking him already a couple times this year. I spoke with Twins manager Ron Gardenhire this morning, and he said he's aware of it, saying Mauer has earned that respect as one of the greats of the game. So to keep the bat in Joe's hand, Gardy says he's going to talk to Orlando Hudson about sacrificing himself with the man on first base open. He says Gardy that Hudson is used to doing that from his National League days. So it's something for him to get used to and something the Twins now have to protect Joe not only behind him, but in front of him. Dick and Bert, back up to you.
Yeah, that'll be interesting to see. Of course, the game, the score of the game, a lot of times dictates that as far as walking Joe to maybe set up a double play combination. But that just adds fuel to the fire for Justin and maybe Michael Kadire or Kubel hitting behind Joe.
2-0 pitch lifted into the seats, 2-1.
I think when you've won 3 batting titles already in 6 years, you have the respect of the opposing team, especially the manager, in situations that can win or lose a ball game for you.
Well, there will be countless opportunities or situations. 2-1 to Hudson. 3-1. There'll be countless situations where Mauer's up in a key spot and the manager will be faced with just that, and that's the beauty of this Twins lineup. In Morneau, Kadire, and Kubel, the Twins have 3 players each capable of hitting 30 or more home runs. Another one lifted foul over the Kansas City dugout. So it will give the other managers pause before thinking about pitching around Joe because of the threats that are lined up multiply behind him.
Well, you look at the Cardinals. We talked about them earlier about Albert Pujols. They went out and signed Matt Holliday to a big contract because he's going to help protect Albert Pujols.
One hopper back to the mound, and Hochevar retires Hudson, 1 away.
So lineups try to complement each other, and this is a very good lineup that the Twins have coming into this season.
Mauer singled in the first inning, slapped a base hit to left. Hochevar really struggled in that first inning, gave up a couple of runs. Now the Twins, down by 4 runs, will be given the task of trying to clog up the bases again. And Mauer takes ball 1.
You see Pavano right there talking to his pitching coach, Rick Anderson. I think Pavano will go back out there for the 4th inning.
And Nick Blackburn only went 5, and Blackburn's got a touchy elbow right now. 2-0. Twins do have an off day tomorrow, but they're talking about pushing Blackburn back to a Saturday. And the presumption was Pavano would jump ahead and maybe pitch against the Royals Friday in Kansas City. Fouled back. Mauer with a big swing, 2-1.
I was watching Kendall work the youngster Luke Hochevar on that previous pitch, not that one right there, the previous pitch. He wanted that fastball inside to Joe, and it was, up and away. And, sometimes when we say umpires, how did he miss that pitch? But if you're all over the place, you're catching sitting inside, the ball's away, tough for that umpire behind home plate to give you maybe a good pitch that hits the corner because of your lack of control.
Hochevar trying the patience of Trey Hillman. He nearly walked Hudson, and now he's in danger of walking Mauer here with a 3-1 count.
7 3-ball counts for Hochevar already.
Toward the hole. Nice backhanded pickup by Betancourt. And Mauer safe at first. The throw pulled Butler off the bag. Mauer will reach, probably with a base hit.
Well, when you hit that ball, you hustle out of that batter's box, and that's the Twins' way. It's baseball's way, but Joe hitting this ball sharply. Betancourt going to his right, makes a nice backhanded play right here. Spins and throws that ball up the line. And Joe, you can see kind of hiding that left hand behind his back right there. And they do give Joe Mauer an infield base hit, so good hustle by Mauer.
Here's Morneau, who drove in a run with a walk in the first inning. That's how erratic Hochevar was. Swing and a miss, a big one. 1-1.
They pulled the string right there, 82-mile-an-hour changeup.
You looked at the dimensions here at Target Field. The first guy you thought of was Morneau. He's yet to hit a home run here. Swing and a foul, 1-2. When they had the groundbreaking here, Morneau was coming off an MVP season. And we looked down the right field line and we thought, oh boy, this guy's going to hit 50 home runs in this ballpark. This would be a good spot for the first one. And he's called out on strikes. Out number 2.
Oh, good curveball right there. Holshaver picking up his first strikeout.
Remember in that first inning, he threw a handful of curves that seemed that broke around the plate, and this one caught the corner.
And actually, that ball looks there. It's a little more outside than that one that he threw earlier in the ball game. But Kendall framing it.
Here's Kadire. Nearly hit him in the shoulder. Ball 1.
I still think we're going to see Justin when he gets that swing going. Yeah, he's going to hit a lot of home runs here.
Kadire, the Target Field home run leader among Twins with 2. Bouncer to third. Gordon fires across. Safe again. Gordon was heading to the dugout thinking that the Royals had gotten the third out, but another throw pulls Butler off the bag.
Almost looked like he threw him a changeup right there because Butler was way trying to get the ball, and by the time he kind of lunged for it, that back foot came off the bag.
Mauer got a hit. This should be an error, I would think.
Well, you wonder, Gordon, with that right thumb injury. Right there, you see Butler to throw a little bit up the line, and you hustle up down that line, and Butler off the bag. So they do give Gordon an error. His first error of the year.
Here's Kubel, and the Twins with an extra out here, at least one in the third inning. Kubel again last year hit a couple of home runs against Holshaver indoors. Curve outside, 1-1. 60 pitches so far for Holshaver. Rounded up the line, hits the bag into short right field. Mauer coming around to score, and the Twins catch a break. The second time that a Twin player has hit a base for a hit.
Maybe that's that home field advantage. If they lost at the Metrodome, they're getting it here at Target Field with the infield bags. Kadire right down that line, hits the bag, pops over the head of Butler in the right field. Iaspo, the second baseman, has to get this ball, and with 2 outs, Joe running all the way. He scores. So it'll be an RBI for Kubel, his 7th of the year.
Awfully big run for the Twins, and an awfully big run allowed by the Royals. It's the Gordon error that set everything up here. And keeping in mind that the Kansas City bullpen has been an absolute disaster area, the last thing they needed was for the starter and his defense to give at least one back to the Twins. Tying run at the plate in Delman Young. He nearly hit one out his first time up against Holshaver.
Yeah, Delman jumped on that first pitch. It took Ankiel all the way to the 4-11 sign near their bullpen to flag it down for the final out of the first inning.
Inside, ball 1. Big swing intended to tie the game up. 1-1. One and two.
Fastball inside, then 2 breaking balls that Delman swings through.
Got him with a fastball away. The Twins get one back in the third. It's 6-3 as we go to the fourth.
Yeah, 42 pitches for Carl Pavano in that third inning, and highlighted in that 6-run inning, the 3-run home run by Alberto Callaspo. Joe Mauer, a couple hits. Twins, important run right there in the bottom of the third. At least get one back. Now it's a 6-3 ball game. And an important inning right here for Pavano. Put a 0 on the board.
Betancourt singled up the middle, hit the ball sharply with 2 strikes for the second hit of what turned out to be a 7-hit inning for Kansas City. And now 0-2. Well, 2 things at play here, Bert. You don't like to give up 6 runs, obviously, and take a 2-0 lead and have it go 6-2 the other way. But this Kansas City bullpen has been terrible so far. And I think Roy Smalley and Ron Coomer were talking about it earlier in this series, how there's almost an air of invincibility about this Twins team right now. They think they've got the lineup that can cover up any deficit.
Yeah, I think they will. I don't think the final score is going to be 6-3, believe me.
Hardy gobbles it up. Betancourt retired, 1 away. All right, my 29 trivia question here, brought to you by Arby's, who are the 2 second basemen that have won the most American League Gold Gloves. One of them is, I think, sitting in the booth next to us.
And Orlando Hudson getting his 4th before the ball game.
And strike 1. There's Frank White, who was
not Ryan Lefebvre.
No. Frank White was the gold standard defensively in the American League.
Yes, he was.
That's down the left field line. Twisting and fair by a foot. Then into the crowd for a ground rule double. So DeJesus with a slicing line drive off the warning track and a ground rule double.
Well, DeJesus with his 5th double of the year. Another pitch up right there by Pavano. The ball slices and stays fair and then bounces into the stands for that ground rule double. Hit number 10 for the Royals.
Sednick got an infield hit his last time up. That was a costly hit. It was probably the least soundly struck base hit the Royals got, but it came at a pivotal time. He ended up stealing second, and then a couple singles and a home run followed. Before he knew it, the Royals had 6 on the board. On the outside corner, 2 strikes.
2 changeups to the Posednik. First one inner half of the plate. That last one outer half of the plate.
And a 2-strike base hit for Posednik. DeJesus around third. He'll score, and the Royals get a run back. It's 7-3. A lot of 2-strike hits for the Royals against Pavano here today.
Yeah, Ron Gardenhire is going to come out and make a move. Yeah, Pavano just left the ball up here. That's his biggest nemesis here this afternoon. No walks, a couple strikeouts, but 11 hits allowed in 3 1/3 innings.
Kansas City up 7-3. Alex Burnett into pitch now for the Twins. And this morning I spoke with him about his path to the major leagues. Just last year at the end of spring training, he was a starter and was ready to go to Double-A. But then the Twins told him he was going to become a reliever and go back to Class A. Burnett told me he was shocked by the news, but the Twins told him this was his fastest way to the majors, and here he is in for the Twins. Dick and Bert, back up to you.
Yeah, I mean, he's had 2 starts already, 2 very good starts. His major league debut was in Anaheim, but last year in Fort Myers, they made him from a starter to a reliever. He had made 73 starts in the minor leagues before they put him in that bullpen. Yeah, what a year he had last year between Fort Myers and New Britain combined, an ERA under 2 in 59 relief appearances. And picked up 13 saves along the way.
His second stint with the Twins recalled yesterday with Jose Majares going on the disabled list. Here's Billy Butler with a runner at first and 1 out. And Posednik, who stole second in the third on the first Pavano pitch of the Butler at bat, is being watched closely here in the 4th inning.
What we've seen from Burnett, a good fastball in the low 90s, sharp slider, curveball, and a changeup.
Inside, ball 1. As Ron Gardenhire said, Burnett's name was brought up toward the end of last season as someone, not as a September call-up, but as the Twins were looking for reinforcements with injuries and other things that set back the pitching staff. Burnett's name was brought up last year. Drilled to left, and Young will play the first hop. Posednik around second, on his way to third. He'll be held, and the ball free in the infield, and Mauer anchors it near home plate. So Butler cracks a hard double to left, and Posednik scampers to third.
Yeah, Butler getting his second double of the ball game, his 3rd hit. Not a good day for pitchers so far here for the Twins. Pavano got lit up a little bit right there. Butler turning on a pitch up in the strike zone. Delman Young gets the ball back in.
Jose Guillen will hit. Twins bring the infield in here, already down by 4 runs. Guillen with a bouncer to short and a base hit. Very high, ball 1. Pavano got the first batter, Betancourt, to bounce to short. Since then, the Royals have picked up 3 straight hits. And a slider over for a strike.
Just looking at the stat pack in the minor leagues, Burnett did not pitch when he went down to Rochester. Last Wednesday, got sent down when Ron Mayhay got called up. And then all of a sudden he takes a plane ride back again.
Fouled back, 2 strikes.
A lot of flying, a lot of frequent flyer miles. Burnett just 22 years old, signed by the Twins in 2005 out of Southern California.
One and 2 to Guillen. Tries to get him to chase a pitch up and away. 2 and 2. Well, his stay with the Twins all but guaranteed to be longer than the first stint because Jose Mijares on the disabled list. The Twins are still unsure about Pat Neshek's situation. Getting a cortisone shot in his right middle finger yesterday. And tried to steal the inside corner and missed. It's 3 and 2. And Keel on deck.
Jose Mijares. That sore elbow. Neshek relaxing out in that bullpen.
Full count to Guillen. Got him to Chase. And a big second out here in the 4th.
Oh, big strikeout right there. Looked like he went to that slider down and away. And Guillen, I think, a little over anxious. A couple runs out there, a couple RBIs. And a good hard breaking ball right there. Picks up a strikeout.
Well, the Twins hope that they can leave 2 men in scoring position and that there'll be a big runners to leave out there in a 4-run ball game. Here's Ankiel, who struck out twice against Pavano. Inside, ball 1. Snapped his bat and a roller to first.
There's another 100 trees.
Well, Ankiel finally makes
sound. I love that sound.
Ankiel finally
Can you play that back again?
Contact. He probably wishes he had. Butler a double, and Butler was later thrown out trying to stretch it into a triple. Anyway, that sets up our carsoup.com /baseball question. Shane, a speaker from West Fargo, North Dakota, saying, greetings from Camp Bondsteel, Kosovo. How much limestone was used for the park? Most of it's on the exterior, but there is some on the interior.
I say a lot.
There's a drive to center field. But Ankiel is there to make the catch. Hardy retired on a line drive. More than 100,000 square feet of Minnesota limestone, 100 semi-truckloads. And you can see some of the other particulars about the construction.
Yeah, 2,000 total labor hours to put that.
2 million.
2 million, excuse me. Wow.
So it was very definitely a works project here, too. A lot of employment created, and there's where most of the limestone was slapped on outside this beautiful new ballpark. Another one hit to center. And Keel back a few steps. And Hochevar has a couple of quick outs here in the fourth inning. So 2 away, and that will bring up Denard Span. Span set the tone for the game, or so we thought, by driving one to right center field, hustling his way into a double. And Hochevar walked the next guy, gave up a hit to Mauer, walked the next guy. It looked like the Twins were going to have a 6-run inning, but they got just 2. The Royals put together a 6-run third and now lead by 4. 1 strike to Span. And now a ball.
Well, Hochevar, the Royals' #1 pick back in 2006 out of the University of Tennessee.
And Span to right field. De Jesus will play it on a hop. Span has his second hit. And that'll get Hudson to the plate with a man aboard. Twins have at least 1 hit in every inning. Our Arby's trivia question involving Gold Glove winning second baseman in the American League. Frank White has to be half the answer.
Well, Bobby Grich got some.
Well,
Roberto Alomar with 2.
Or his brother Sandy is on the coaching staff with the Indians. We'll see Sandy Jr. As a member of Manny Acta's coaching staff. 1-0 to Orlando Hudson, hoping to get Mauer to the plate here in the fourth. 2-0. And comes Bob McClure. Twins hope to get Hochevar back into the stretch position, and Span's single, if it's done nothing else, accomplishes that.
I mentioned in the first inning, Bob McClure said he's going to go out there. He doesn't care if it's once an inning. He's going to go out there when he feels that Hochevar's lost some concentration. He's going to go out there and talk to him, and this is the 3rd trip that he's made out there. And here we are in the 4th inning.
Well, Ubaldo Jimenez had no problems with concentration last night. He threw a no-hitter.
Yeah, congratulations to him, beating the Atlanta Braves and no-hitting the Atlanta Braves.
6 walks along the way. You had a no-hitter. How many imperfections were in your no-hitter?
I walked 1. Actually, it was Carlos May, the 27th batter I faced.
Is that right?
I walked him, and then I ended up striking out Thad Bosley to get the no-hitter. I struck him out. I walked him on a 3-2 curveball. I still today think it was a good pitch.
So you lost a perfect game.
No, I had there was an error, and then double play ball.
Okay.
Double play ball, like in the 4th or 5th inning, and I had faced the minimum going into the no hitter at the end as far as the batters. But then I walked pinch hitter Carlos May.
3-0 to Hudson, and there's ball 4. So Mauer has a chance with 2 men aboard.
I think A.J. Burnett had that same type of no-hitter about 4 or 5 years ago. He walked like
a lot of walks, right?
A lot of walks, yeah.
Well, I would guess at least the early no-hitters for Nolan Ryan, although he had the perfect game.
He walked 10 and struck out 20. Third walk of the ballgame for Hochevar.
Mauer has a pair of singles, both of them going to the left side of the diamond. One to the outfield, one cut off by Betancourt, who threw a little bit up the line and pulled Butler off the bag for an infield hit. Outside a ball. Well, the Twins obviously had a big threat in the first and scored a couple of runs. They had a one-out single in the second, but Hochevar got a double play ball. And one run, but more could have scored in the third. And a two-out threat put together here in the fourth. 2-0.
Boy, really flying open, and Jason Kendall's, I'm sure, going to go out there and talk to him about that.
That's the only thing
Keep
about
that left shoulder in longer.
That's the only thing about McClure's trip to the mound. Now they've used it, and from here on out in this inning, it's going to have to be Kendall to straighten out Hochevar.
Yeah, most catchers are kind of like sometimes your second pitching coach anyway. You know, nobody gets a better angle than that guy behind the plate. See Joe Mauer do it from time to time. Should get a fastball to hit here.
3-0. And if Kendall didn't mention it to Hochevar, he's probably aware of it by now. Behind him is somebody warming up in the Kansas City bullpen. And Hochevar needs to complete 5 innings to get a win. 3-0 to Mauer. Morneau on deck. A 4-pitch walk will get the tying run to the plate. So all of this happening with 2 outs in the inning. Morneau has not put a ball in play. He has struck out and walked. Nine 3-ball counts for Hochevar. And Morneau drove in a run with a walk in the first inning.
He has thrown 81 pitches, 42 balls, only 39 strikes.
One swing can tie it up.
Struggling through this start.
On the outside corner. Strike 2. He shaves the corner twice to Morneau with at least the lead on the line, if not the game.
Yeah, 2 fastballs right there. Kendall sitting outside. And almost the same pitch as strike 1.
Got him. And the inning ends. And the Twins fill the bases with 2 outs, but can't get the big hit. Twins trying to sweep the Royals at Target Field, but so far it's Kansas City's game. Along with Jim Rich and Bert Blyleven, I'm Dick Bramer. And we move to the 5th inning. The Royals have gotten into the Twins bullpen with Alex Burnett starting his first inning of work.
I want to say our best wishes to Wally England, 86-year-old longtime usher here at the Metrodome. He fell and broke his shoulder. Wally, hope you're doing well, and they're going to celebrate their 60th wedding anniversary, Wally and Kathy, pretty soon here. So get well soon, Wally.
Absolutely. Here's Callaspo with a couple of hits, and he skies one near the Kansas City dugout. Harris.
I got that limestone.
Right on top of the limestone. It's one of many nice touches for the Twins when they built the ballpark. Instead of brick and steel, it is the facade is limestone, and there's a limestone presence in the building down the left field line on top of the dugouts. Grounder to second. Hudson has it. One down. And that'll bring up Jason Kendall. Kendall's value in this game, although he did get a single in the 3rd inning, didn't score a run, but we talked earlier about the Royals searching him out, trying to bring him on board to help a developing pitching staff through some rough spots, and boy, did he ever earn his salary in the 3rd inning and in the 4th inning. Bunted in the air, and that'll spin over the net. Twins had a threat, scored a run, in fact, in the 3rd, but the whole inning was ready to unravel because of a Gordon throwing error. And Kendall calling the pitches got Young to strike out on 3 pitches to end that threat. And then in the 4th, with the bases loaded and a couple of walks, Hochevar looked like he was wobbling his way out of the ball game, and they struck out Morneau on 3 pitches. 2 strikes.
Good curveball right there by Burnett. Kendall, a 3-time National League All-Star when he was with the Pirates. Had a pretty good teacher, too, when he grew up. Father Fred Kendall, taught for 12 seasons at the Major League level.
Used to be on the Royal coaching staff. 1-2. Popped up short center. Out number 2. So Burnett, after the ringing double off the bat of Butler's, retired 4 in a row. 2010 season tickets for regular seating areas are sold out, but you can still purchase season tickets in the spectacular Legends Club and Champions Club for the inaugural season at Target Field. See all the biggest games from the best seats, so go online at twinsbaseball.com or call 800-33-TWINS. Up and away to Alex Gordon. The Legends Club is right there. On the 3rd base line.
Right over our heads. Somewhere.
1-1. And strike 2. Checked his swing. Gordon called up a little prematurely. He was expecting to continue his rehab in Omaha for a while, but then Chris Getz went out with a ribcage muscle pull here during batting practice on Friday, and the Royals accelerated the call-up plans for Gordon. 2-2.
Well, you mentioned before, Butler, a youngster, Gordon, just a youngster, 26 years old. This is his 4th season with the Royals. He had hip surgery last year, missed some time. Then he had the thumb 3rd surgery in spring training.
And he singes the outside corner. And Burnett has just what the Twins needed, a quick 1-2-3 fifth inning. First round picks, including Michael Kadire, who's leading off the fifth inning for the Twins. What I liked about that first sequence, those baseball cards, a replica of the baseball cards from an era when I started collecting baseball cards in the early and mid 60s. Saw Rod Carew's card from the late 60s. 1-1 to Kadire. Twins trying to make Hoshaver sweat some more here in the fifth inning. It's not been a smooth ride for him, even though he's got a 4-run lead. 1-2.
Kind of went through that in his last start in Detroit. Royals took an early lead, and then he kind of struggled through 5 innings. Threw 98 pitches in 5 innings in his last start. Ended up getting the win in a 10-5 win.
Kadire, Kubel, and Young.
Hoshaver right now 88 pitches. And still has thrown more balls than strikes. And his 5th walk of the ball game.
And a leadoff walk here in the 5th. Kubel to the plate. If you're traveling this season, take the Minnesota Twins with you. You can subscribe to MLB.TV and see Twins games live or on demand. Get your subscription tonight at twinsbaseball.com, MLB.TV, baseball everywhere. I was watching some of that last night, watching the Seattle-Detroit game last night. There's Kubel lifting it foul into the seats. If you love baseball, it's a must-have. Able to watch the Mariners beat the Detroit Tigers. Mariners now have won 4 straight. Tigers have lost 3 straight.
How about that Oakland A-ball club? Nobody expects it. They're starting off very strong. Good pitching so far.
Liner to the second baseman, and Kadire's doubled off. So a bullet hit to Cayaspo, quickly to Butler, 2 away.
Well, tough play for a first base runner, and that being Michael Kadire. Kubel hitting this ball sharply right at the second baseman. Cayaspo goes over a little bit, and then the quick throw over to Butler to get Kadire for a double play. Second double play turned behind Hoshaver here so far this afternoon.
Swing and a miss by Young. Got a ground ball to short. Betancourt has it. Twins get a leadoff walk from Hoshaver, but he faces just 3 men in the inning. He's completed 5 with a 4-run lead.
All hereby circled. Welcome to Target Field, where the Twins are down 7-3 to the Kansas City Royals. Alex Burnett coming in relief of Carl Pavano, who worked the first 3 1/3 innings. Gave up 11 hits, 7 runs, all earned. Burnett has retired the last 5 Royals he has faced.
And he's done his part. In a situation like this, you want to put up a few zeros and let the bats get back into the game. Here's a drive to right, and Cuddyer with the catch. A quick first out here in the 6th inning.
You know, I mentioned it about Brian Dunsing yesterday. Guys like Dunsing and Burnett, these are the long guys right now for the Twins. You look at the other guys in the bullpen. Jesse Crane can go more than 1 or 2 innings at times, but these guys can help so many great arms. Dunsing getting the win yesterday. Dunsing pitched a couple innings.
Strike 1 to DeJesus. And strike 2. Talking about the Oakland A's, a surprising good start for them. Then they're the Baltimore Orioles. 1-11.
Yeah, they're like the Houston Astros in the National League.
Astros 2-9. Remember, the Orioles had that terrible 0-for-21 start that included losing games here in Minnesota back 15 years ago, something like that. 1-2 to DeJesus. The bat off the roof of the dugout, and thankfully everybody's okay. DeJesus lost the bat. He struck out. And DeJesus kind of sheepishly going back to the dugout, didn't even go after his bat.
Well, lets his bat go right there and just slips out of his hands over the dugout right there. And you got a gentleman right there in back of the head, and he gets the bat as a souvenir. Yeah, take him up to first aid. O'Shaver picks up his 3rd strikeout. Excuse me, Burnett.
Burnett drops a curve just off the outside corner. Well, we hope the best for that fan. And a foul over the Kansas City dugout. Twins in a little bit of a bind regarding their bullpen because Neshek's unavailable. Dunsing pitched a couple innings. Mayhey's kind of a situational guy from the left side. The Twins would like to save him, maybe for a Rick Ankiel at bat later on.
That's why I said throughout the season, the Dunsings and the Burnett's, those guys are kind of lifesavers for those guys out in that bullpen. That fastball just missing.
3-1 on a close pitch. Sharply hit into right field. Pasetnik gets aboard with 2 outs in the 6th. Coming up immediately after the game, the all-new extra bases on My 29. Highlights, in-depth analysis, and much more. Extra bases right after the game today. So, from time to time, all the Twins really would have needed to get back into the game here. An extra base hit.
Well, Pasetnik on first base again, his 3rd hit of the ball game. He stole a base in the 3rd inning.
And quick footwork for Burnett, but a throw up the line. Trying to keep an eye on Pasetnik, keep him close.
We did the instructional yesterday, and that's what this was about holding runners on, especially speedy guys like Posednik. Burnett utilizes that slide step toward home plate. His third throw over.
Throws have kind of gone everywhere. With one up the line. That one sailing down the right field line a little bit on him. Up and in to Butler. Butler, the first guy to face Burnett, and he drilled a double off the fence and left.
I got a high fastball. Second here, first hit that Burnett gave up. Posednik getting his second hit.
There's Ron Mahay warming up in the Twins pen.
A little bigger lead right there for Posednik.
And Burnett trying to pay attention to Posednik but not lose focus at the plate.
But there's 2 outs, you know. I mean, your main goal right here is to get the hitter. It's one thing I always felt with a runner at first base and 2 outs. My goal was to get this guy. Get this guy out. That guy could steal second and third.
Popped up. Straight up. And just beneath us.
Very nice. I'll pass that ball around.
Two and one to Billy Butler. Just a matter of time before we get one in here.
Are you ready?
I'm always ready. Strike two. 2-2.
Good fastball down and away. Trey Hillman saying that he does give Posednik, some of the other guys that can steal bases, the green light.
And a high fastball takes care of Butler. And Burnett gets a couple of strikeouts and a scoreless 6.
Without the express written consent of the Minnesota Twins, LLC.
Now we talk about crooked numbers. There really aren't many numbers more crooked than a 6, are there?
No, there is.
J.J. Hardy will lead off the bottom of the 6th inning.
And Hoshaver's been kind of walking a tightrope out there. 5 walks in a ball game, a couple of 2 strikeouts. He's given up 6 hits.
And a nice fielding play, reaching back on a ball hit up the middle, 1 away. bring up Brendan Harris.
Well, Hardy hitting this ball, and watch Hoshaver's reaction right here. Spins, reaches out with that glove, able to get it, and gets you out at first base.
Twins have left 7 men on. A couple in the first, couple in the third, 3 in the fourth.
The Twins have hit into a couple double plays.
Harris takes a fastball, misses inside, ball 1.
There you can see fly ball outs, 8 of them, 3 strikeouts.
And a ground ball. Hit on several hops to Betancourt, 2 down. And that'll bring up Span. Hoshaver's approaching the 100 pitch level. And then whenever he comes out, it's pretty much all bets are off. The Royal bullpen's not been very efficient this year. And the Twins would hope that if they can do nothing else, they can at least get Hoshaver out here after 6 to get into that bullpen starting in the 7th. We saw Trey Hillman prior to this series bring his outstanding closer Joakim Soria into a ball game in the 8th, but he'd rather not do that. 1-0 to Span. Pair of hits for the Twins leadoff hitter. And now 2-0.
Hoshaver making his 51st major league start. He has 14 career wins, 26 career losses. 1-1 coming into the ball game against the Twins. This is his 5th career start against the Twins.
3-0. So here's Span with a pair of hits. The average up to 255. It'll probably settle in by season's end about 50 points higher than that. And an on-base percentage of .390 with all the walks. And a strike call, 3-1. And you got Mauer with an on-base percentage of over .400. Mornos was nearly .500 coming into the game today. So a 4-run deficit at this point of the game. Not preferable, but not insurmountable either.
Yeah, a lot of pitches in a short amount of time. 11 3-ball counts for Luke Hoshaver here this afternoon.
3-2 to Span, hoping to get Hudson to the plate. And Span rarely strikes out, but Hoshaver gets him to wrap up the 6th inning with his first 1-2-3 inning. First inning.
Oh, Billy Butler right here. This in the first inning. with 2 outs. Butler trying to stretch that double into a triple. He's tagged out. And then Cayaspo in that 6-run inning, 7 hits allowed. The biggest hit, that 3-run home run by Cayaspo. Kubel getting an RBI single when that ball hit the bag.
The Twins caught a break. Looked like they were ready to get back in the game, but then the Royals added another run in the 4th. It's back to a 4-run lead, and we go to the 7th with Ron Mayhay entering the game. First pitch driven to left. A base hit by Jose Guillen.
Well, Guillen gets his 2nd hit of the ballgame, jumping on that first fastball from Mayhay. Mayhay making his 2nd appearance since being recalled. He worked here on Thursday night. 1 shutout inning. Had a couple strikeouts. Mayhay, a former Kansas City Royal, pitched for him a couple years ago and into last year.
Was designated for assignment in late August, and the Twins snapped him up right away, and he did a very good job for the Twins. 16 games, total of 9 innings, which gives you some idea of how limited his exposure was. He's usually brought in to get a left-handed batter out or 2. That kicks away from Mauer, and Guillen will alertly scamper to second base on a wild pitch. Opponents hit .206 against Mayhay.
Well, the curveball right there kind of deflected away from Joe. And Guillen, sore knees and all, alertly moves us into scoring position.
And Keel with a 1-1 count. Just from memory, with Mauer going to the mound to maybe get the signal straight, just from memory, it seemed like Mayhay earned his salary with the Twins just in those handful of at-bats where he was asked to get Curtis Granderson of the Tigers, particularly in a key at-bat late in game 163. Granderson really struggled last year against lefties, and Mayhay, if he did nothing else, if he didn't get another out, he got some big outs with Granderson at the plate. And now Ankiel with a wild swing and a miss, 2-2.
Oh, a good breaking ball right there in a fastball situation. Mayhay, 38 years old. This is his 14th major league season.
And he burns the outside corner, and Ankiel strikes out for the 3rd time today.
Take a look at the pitch. Good fastball. Clips the corner. Says home plate umpire Chad Fairchild. And Ankiel, the only Royal to not have a hit yet. 14 hits for the Royals.
Here's Cayaspo. Ball 1. Well, Mayhay, as invaluable as he was last year, was offered a minor league deal with the Twins where he'd have to earn his way onto the ball club. But he was trying to get a major league deal. None were forthcoming, so he ended up agreeing with the Twins pretty much on their terms. He had to spend some time getting his arm and legs and all of that into shape, and now he's here, probably for the long term, especially with the injury to Maharis. Two 2-0. 3-0.
I mentioned before, Mayhay originally signed as an outfielder with the Boston Red Sox back in 1991. He said that's not working. Started pitching in 1996 and came up with the Boston Red Sox the next year.
Three and one. And over the Twins dugout, 3-2. Runner goes to third, swing and a miss. Callaspo strikes out, and Guillen gets a stolen base.
Yeah, nobody paying attention to him right there, and he just kind of took a walking lead to get over to third. Mayhew does pick up his second strikeout, and Guillen just gets over to third. Thought about sliding, and then said, "Oh, okay, you're not going to throw over. I'll stand up."
Here's Kendall. Suddenly it's a pretty big runner at third. Twins already down by 4. They don't want to make the deficit any larger, and Mayhew delivers strike 1.
Third stolen base for the Royals in today's ballgame. Kendall stole a base in the third inning.
Tap foul, 2 strikes. Mayhew trying to strand Guillen at third, keep this a 4-run game. Cleveland beat the White Sox 7-4. They scored 7 runs and knocked Gavin Floyd out in the second inning. Little bouncer right side. Hudson to Morneau. The inning ends and Guillen stuck at third. Twins down by 4, home half of the 7th. And the Twins will send Hudson, Mauer, and Morneau to the plate in their half of the inning. And fans are doing just that. At least they're getting up during the 7th inning stretch, hoping the Twins can come back from this 4-run deficit. We were talking yesterday about one of the things that might make this really feel like a home ballpark would be for the Twins to come back in their last at bat and have a walk-off win. Well, they've got their work cut out for them, down by 4 here in the 7th.
Well, Luke Hochevar, his afternoon is done. He worked 6 innings. And now you have to get into that bullpen of Kansas City Royals that has really struggled. A combined 8.1 ERA, the highest in the American League. Dusty Hughes, the first one out, making his 6th relief appearance.
Good opponent batting average, but a lot of walks mixed in and a very unsightly ERA. And Orlando Hudson will lead off the 7th. Before the game, he was awarded his National League Gold Glove at second base, and he went out to accept his award along with the American League recipient behind the plate.
Joe Mauer getting his 2nd Rolling Gold Glove. And for Hudson, his 4th.
And it will be Hudson, Mauer, and Morneau trying to at least trim away at the Kansas City lead.
Yeah, Hudson got 2 Gold Gloves with the Blue Jays, then 1 with Arizona, and then, 2 with Arizona, 1 with the Blue Jays, and then last year with the Dodgers.
Hudson's walked twice. And Hughes delivers ball 1, then strike 1. John Parrish had been doing a really good job for the Royals yesterday. Entered the game in a 5-5 ball game, and on the second pitch, Hudson hit the home run against him to score the deciding run. This one popped up out of play, 1-2.
Hughes worked here on Friday night, an inning and a third of shutout baseball.
One and two. Hudson trying to get aboard here, leading off the 7th. Two and two. Just off the plate, and it's a full count.
Yeah, missing with that slider. Hughes last year a September call-up, just 27 years old. Josh Roop warming up in the Royal bullpen.
And Hudson draws his 3rd walk of the ball game. And it's the 2nd leadoff walk in the last 3 innings. And here comes Mauer. They lost a couple of games to the Tigers because of the bullpen. They won 1, but they could easily have won all 3 if they'd had a better bullpen. It's an unsightly ERA of 8.10. Here's Mauer. To center. Hit hard, but right at Ankiel, who has to stumble as he comes in to make the catch. So Mauer hits a pellet out to center field, and Ankiel snares the line drive.
Well, Mauer jumping on that first fastball, get great wood on it, but right at Ankiel as he kind of stumbled right there, but makes the first out catch.
And now Morneau, who walked with the bases loaded in the first. Since then, he's struck out twice. Ball 1. You would think that seeing Hughes for the 2nd time would help. Morneau fouled out against him on Friday night. 2-0.
You know, one thing, Kansas City, I mean, the Twins preach attacking the strike zone as if you're a pitcher out there. And so far in this 3-game series, the Royals pitching staff has walked 20 batters. That's a lot of free passes without the hitters having to swing his way on. Bob McClure sitting right there, the pitching coach, along with Trey Hillman.
And now Morneau
make it 21 walks.
A 4-pitch walk. And Morneau's on base percentage continuing to hover just under 500. Trey Hillman to the mound with Hubel hitting behind Kadire. But the Royals making a move here because Hughes is having a tough time throwing it over the plate. Minnesota Youth Baseball and Softball Coaches Conference. The event gets bigger every year. This time it's right here at Target Field. You can log on to twinsbaseball.com and register for this important gathering. It features Twins alumni and Play Ball Minnesota members to discuss all the major topics regarding youth baseball and softball in the upper Midwest, including the fact that with a 4-run lead, you should never walk anybody.
Oh, boy. Josh Root, he didn't walk anybody in yesterday's appearance of 1, 2, 3 innings, so Trey Hillman saying, I'm going to go back to this guy.
He threw it over the plate.
Yeah, he threw it over the plate, a 1, 2, 3 inning in last night's, or yesterday's victory over the Royals.
To left field and down for a hit. Hudson had to hold up, so now here are the Twins with the bases loaded again. And Kubel comes to the plate representing the tying run.
Well, what we saw from Roop yesterday is a fastball, and that's what Kadire sat on right there, a slider, curveball, and a changeup. Kadire picks up his first hit of the ball game for the Twins, their 7th. That two-seamer kind of ran right back into that swing of Kadire.
This is the 4th plate appearance the Twins have had today with the bases loaded, and they've not been able to deliver that back-breaking hit. And Kubel will have a chance here. And I would imagine that Trey Hillman ideally wanted Hughes to stay in there through the Kubel at bat, but because he couldn't throw strikes, Kubel will get another look at Roop. He lined out against him yesterday. Bouncer right side. Butler fires out there. Safe at first, and the inning will continue on a close play.
I think, I think the shortstop right there, Betancourt, he went across the bag too quick.
He's safe at second. Everybody's safe.
Yeah, right there. Watch Betancourt right here. He's not even on the bag catching that ball. And second base umpire Eric Cooper called it correctly.
A rare call, a correct call, but it's not made very often. And not only will the inning continue, there's still only 1 out, and here's Trey Hillman, who finally now, I think, is aware of the fact that no out was recorded.
Well, there's always, be near the bag, but Betancourt, he caught that ball off the bag. A lot of times you'll see, a shortstop or a second baseman take that throw and be near the bag, maybe a phantom sweep tag, but Betancourt for sure, he was 2 or 3 feet away from the bag. He was out, towards center field.
I was just going to say, the other night it was the phantom tag that was called, and that very often is not called. And here, you'll be able to see how far Betancourt is off the base.
Yeah, if his foot is near the bag, that's not even near the bag. And he's more worried about getting that throw back over to first base. See, Betancourt, this is the best angle right here, right there. Good call by the umpire, Eric Cooper.
Well, another plate appearance with the bases full. The 5th of the game, and the Twins don't have a hit yet. They got a walk in the first inning and a sacrifice fly in the first inning. Tying run at first, 1 away. And a little squirter to the right side. Another run will score. Young is gone on the first pitch. And the Twins have cut the Kansas City lead in half. And the tying run now is at second base.
Well, Roop came in with that two-seamer and jammed Delman Young. He does pick up an RBI, his 9th of the year. As Morneau scores the second run of the inning.
And now J.J. Hardy has a chance to deliver his biggest hit as a Twin. He's hitless in his last 6 at-bats going back to yesterday. A hit to the outfield here could very likely tie the game up. Kendall smothers ball 1. So Hughes faced 3 men. He walked 2 of them, and 2 earned runs have been logged against him because of that. 2-0. Royals out hitting the Twins 14-7, but if Hardy can deliver the 8th Twins hit, we might have a tie game. 3-0.
Yeah, Twin staff, even though Carl Pavano got hit around pretty good, he did not walk anybody. Burnett did not walk anybody. 7 walks for the Royals, no walks for the Twins.
A 4-pitch walk. 3rd walk of the inning. And the bases are reloaded for the 6th time. And here comes Jim Thome. No activity in the Kansas City pen, but Bob McClure will come to the mound nonetheless. And all of this set up by Hughes' inability to throw strikes with a 4-run lead.
Well, Jim Thome in yesterday's ball game in his first at-bat against Gil Mesh, a 2-run home run. Twins would like that, but they want Jim Thome just to get a base hit here.
Well, yesterday, the Royals had scored a couple of runs in the 2nd inning on a Rick Yankeal home run, and then Thome hit one into the trees.
Well, this straightaway center. That started that 5-run 2nd inning for the Twins.
3 for 18 with the bases full, and today 0 for 3. Ball 1. The Twins have scored a couple of runs with the bases loaded. In the 1st inning, a walk, a sacrifice fly, and now here in the 7th, Young's little dribbler to the infield. 1-1.
Good sink on that pitch right there.
Nine times Thome has hit one out in situations like this. Two and 1. The hardest ball hit this inning was Mauer's line out to center.
That's so good about Jim Thome, not only his power, career .277 hitter, it's his eye at the plate too. In situations like this, he's going to make sure he gets a strike to hit.
Popped up, foul, and out of play. 2-2.
Took something off that ball and Thome fouled it back. Now you find out what the pitcher's best pitch is right here, 2-2. You do not want to go 3-2. Then all the runners will be moving. Most of the fans on their feet.
2-2 to Thome. And a foul over the Kansas City dugout. Thome's 5th pinch hitting appearance of the year. He's 1 for 4. The pinch hit in Chicago a week ago today that nearly won the game for the Twins. Cracking a double off the wall and left for what turned out to be the final out of the game when the runner was thrown out at home. Another 2-2. Deep down the left field line, but twisting foul.
Thome holding that bat out.
Another 2-2. Got him with a fastball. And the Twins cut the Kansas City lead in half. It's a 2-run Kansas City lead at 7-5. The first edition tonight at Bunny's Bar and Grill in St. Louis Park. Michael Kadire again will become a broadcaster and play the role of a ringleader, and he'll be joined by Delman Young and Drew Butera for a great night of baseball family fun. Baseball Unplugged begins at 7 o'clock tonight at Bunny's. For more details, you can call 800-33-TWINS. Well, Ron Mayhay, now it's a 2-run game, and he'll face Alex Gordon, Yuniesky Betancourt, and David DeJesus.
So far, so good for the bullpen. 3 2/3 innings of shutout baseball.
And Mayhay with 1 strike on Gordon.
Lexi Casilla taking over at third base. And 2 quick strikes for Mayhay.
Gordon singled and scored in the 6-run third inning. Then a fly ball to left and a strikeout. One and two.
Jesse Crain getting loose.
Ooh, just missed the inside corner. And it's 2-2. This will be Mayhay's 20th pitch. And he's being stretched out here somewhat out of necessity with short start by Pavano. Blackburn only went 5. 3-2 now. Blackburn went 5 yesterday, and again the Twins have Neshek unavailable to them because of the cortisone shot yesterday. Full count to Alex Gordon. A foul ball. Guerrero pitched an inning through just 15 pitches yesterday.
Yeah, Dunsing 2 shutout innings, and John Roush ended up getting the save, his 6th of the year.
Beach ball on the warning track and left with the wave going around target field.
It's coming our way. Are you ready?
You know, I think it was 84 the wave started, and I've yet to participate. I don't know why I would do it now. Ground ball to second. Hudson from the outfield grass throws him out. 1 out.
Now, why wouldn't you do the wave?
I always looked
it's
at it.
It's just a matter of just putting your arms
up.
I
know, but you're supposed to do it properly. You're supposed to stand up. And I always was afraid that someone would take my seat. 1 down. And that'll bring up Betancourt. Betancourt with a single in the 6-run third. Twins have been running into a headwind ever since that third inning when the Royals got a big 3-run home run and pounded out 7 hits. Outside, 1-1. Down the right field line, and Kadire chasing it. And it's back in the seats. I asked Michael the other day, and it sounded like a silly question, but I was just wondering, in the Metrodome there was a little bit of foul territory down the right field line, and here there's so little, and whether that changed his positioning at all, whether he played maybe a step or two more into the gap simply because he had less foul territory to cover here, and he said no, he plays pretty much the same right field he would if there were a whole lot of foul territory. Betancourt strikes out number 2.
And Mayhew picking up his 3rd strikeout. Picked up a couple strikeouts in a relief appearance a couple days ago. So getting Betancourt to chase that breaking ball down in a strike zone.
Gave up the leadoff single again on the first pitch, and has been perfect ever since. DeJesus. And a breaking ball at the belt, strike 1. Bouncer to the right side. 2 really good innings for Ron Mayhew. Twins cut into the Kansas City lead in the 7th. They'll try to cut into it some more in the 8th.
Here on My 29, our Extra Bases post-game show. Myself will be joined by Al Newman, a 2-time World Series winner, and also we'll take a look at the sights and sounds of opening week, and also we'll get into just how good this Twins team really can be. And you guys were talking about the deep insight in this broadcast, the post-game show. Well, that's because Dick and Bert will also be a part of that, and they'll be joining us after the game as well. Up to you guys now to get this rally going.
Well, thank you, Jim, for the compliment. Span taking a strike, then swinging at the second pitch. It's 0-2.
Well, one thing I have seen from Josh Roop, who was with the Texas Rangers 4 different seasons, good sinking fastball. He struck out Tomey on a good high fastball with some movement, and that pitch right there, good sink on it. Kendall sitting outside again.
Rounder headed towards short. Betancourt has it. Fires to Butler. Span retired. 1 away. The Twins can see that Joaquin Soria is out warming up in the Kansas City bullpen. So if Roop runs into any kind of trouble, the likes of which we saw in the 7th inning, Trey Hillman will probably bring his closer in here in the 8th. 1 down. Hudson has walked 3 times in the ball game. Doubling his season total. The only time Hudson's put the ball in play, he hit a one-hopper back to the mound, and Holshaver threw him out.
A quick slider right there by Roop, just missing down.
1-1. And now 2-1.
Twins have taken 8 walks here this afternoon. And 3 of the 5 runs for the Twins have scored via the walk.
Low, and it's 3-1. And of course, any base runner will bring the tying run to the plate. Hudson's baseball card would tell you that he'll walk anywhere from 60 to 70 times in a season typically. I don't know how many times, if ever, he's walked 4 times in one game. Trying to get aboard by any means. And now a 3-2 pitch. And another foul. Full count to the Twins' second baseman. Sharply hit right at the shortstop. So Hudson has a good at bat and blisters the ball to Betancourt for out number 2.
Another good sinking fastball right there. And Hudson just reaching out and hitting that line drive.
And that'll bring up Mauer. He's reached 3 times and lined out. A couple of singles, a walk, and then he hit a bullet to Ankiel in between the walks in the 7th inning. Ball 1. Swing and a foul, 1-1. Mauer's average of .364. And Roop, who ultimately got some big outs, including a strikeout of Tomey to end the 7th. Trying to get the final out of the 8th, and he'll get a pat on the back if he can do that. Inside, and Mauer on a check swing has a 2-1 count.
Well, you can see the shadows starting to come into play here at Target Field. Sweeping out toward the infield. Hitter right now, and the catcher and the umpire in the shadows.
His third hit tonight. All three have gone to the left side of the infield. And Mauer's aboard, and now Morneau comes to the plate representing the tying run, and that'll be it for Roop, with Trey Hillman coming out to make a pitching change.
That's how you win batting titles right there. Good hitting. Sinker away. Instead of trying to pull it, just went with it. Good pitch, but even better hitting.
It'll be Soria who'll be asked to pick up 4 outs in the final game of this series. There's been at least one base runner aboard, and there is one aboard here, with Joaquin Soria asked to get a 4-out save.
Well, Joaquin Soria, the closer for the Kansas City Royals, making his 4th relief appearance. 6 strikeouts so far for Soria in 3 2/3 innings. 30 saves last year, and he spent some time on a disabled list with some shoulder problems.
Up and away, ball 1.
Soria with a good fastball, even a better changeup. He'll mix in a slider, then a big slow curveball if he gets ahead in the count.
And Morneau with a big swing and a miss. 1-1. Twice today, Morneau's come up with the bases loaded. Walked once, struck out once. This would be a good time for his first Target Field home run. Foul back, and it's 1-2.
Oh, he got his pitch right there. You can almost tell by Justin's reaction that's a ball he should have hit. It's a fastball, and Justin just getting underneath it.
1-2.
There's that big slow curveball, just missing high.
The 22-mile-per-hour spread between his 90-mile-per-hour fastball and that. Two and two. 3-2 with Kadire on deck. At the very least, Mauer will be able to leave early from first base now. And Butler motioning that he's going to play behind the runner at first.
Surprised he doesn't hold him on right here, only because Mauer could score on a gapper.
And Morneau swings at what would have been ball 4. And the Twins come up empty in the 8th, still down by 2. inning. Twins got a short start from Carl Pavano. So far, the bullpen has been great, and now Jesse Crane will try to pitch a great 9th inning.
Well, Jesse coming in, making his 5th relief appearance, a high ERA because of his last outing coming against the Boston Red Sox. He gave up 3 runs in that outing in 2/3 of an inning. 5 strikeouts, only 1 walk in 4 innings pitched for Jesse.
And Pasetnik, Butler, and Guillen will face him here in the 9th inning.
Crane with a good fastball, mixing a curveball, slider, and a changeup.
And ball 1.
Pasetnik having a good day at the plate. 3 hits and 4 at-bats. Scored a run, couple RBIs.
That's hit well to right field. Kadire going back. Makes the catch. Backpedaling to the warning track. 1 away.
I don't know if the wind did something to it or not. Kadire kind of looking maybe at the wind, but Kadire went back thinking that ball was going to be right at him. Then he had to backpedal and made a nice catch over his shoulder. Ball drifted a little bit further than I think he anticipated, but makes a nice running catch.
1 down, and here's Billy Butler. Check swing. Strike 1.
Mike Riley saying he went.
Butler with a 3-hit day on his birthday. And Crane's breaking ball left up and in, 1-1. Or excuse me, 1-1. Bouncer to short. Hardy gobbles it up. 2 down. Incredible. Here we are completing the 2nd week of the season, and to this point the Twins have committed just 1 error, and that was a throwing error from left field that hit the runner.
Well, again, that bullpen outstanding. No runs allowed. They came into this ball game combined 2.14 ERA. Combine that to the, you look at the Royal bullpen at 8.1. Only the Chicago White Sox have a lower ERA out of their bullpen.
Here's Guillen, and that one lands in the left-handed batter's box. Ball 1.
Jesse, 28 years old, in his 6th season with the Twins. First came up in 2005.
That's dumped into right center field for a base hit. Guillen has picked up 3 hits in the ball game, and the last 2 have come on broken bat, humpback liners to the outfield. And that'll bring up Ankiel.
Willie Bloomquist coming off the bench. He'll pinch run for Guillen.
Ankiel, the hitter, 3 strikeouts today, 6 in the series, but a couple of home runs, of course. He got those yesterday in his first 2 at bats. And Bloomquist goes, and Maurer can't field the throw or can't get the grip on the ball. It rolls to the feet of the umpire, and it'll be another stolen base for the Royals.
Yeah, the 4th of the ball game for Bloomquist, his 2nd of the year. So he gets in the scoring position. with 2 outs. He just kind of closed the glove a little soon right there, knocked that ball down.
So runner in scoring position. Inside, and it's 2-0.
You know, these guys play each other 18 times. I think that's what we'll see from the Royals throughout the season, a club that wants to run a little bit more. 17 stolen bases this year for the Royals already. They've been caught only once.
Then Crane misses the outside corner. It's 3-0. Callaspo on deck. You have to play to your strengths, and the Royals don't have a lot of brawn in their lineup. And Keel takes ball 4, and now there are 2 aboard for Callaspo.
You can see right there the 17 stolen bases, the most in the American League.
So you lead the league in hitting, as the Royals do, and then you lead the league in stolen bases, and you mix in some timely home runs like the one Callaspo hit in the 3rd inning, and you cross your fingers and hope the bullpen can hold the lead.
Well, yeah, the starters for the Royals haven't really done that well. I mean, they've done a lot better than their bullpen. Their starters combined coming into this ball game 4.45 ERA, but we talked about the bullpen of an ERA over 5, and we saw a rare glimpse of Zach Greinke. That's not the Zach Greinke we're used to. He had 5 walks in his outing the other day.
The walk of Van Keel, the first Twins issued walk. And that sets up Callaspo with 2 men aboard. He cranked one into the seats in right in the 6-run 3rd inning. Not much of a silver lining, but through that whole inning, the Royals did their damage with hits rather than walks. And Crane misses ball 1. And a high drive to right. There goes another one. A pair of 3-run homers for Callaspo, and he's busted the game open against Jesse Crane.
Well, we fell behind an account, came in with another fastball. And Alberto Callaspo, 6 RBIs in today's ball game.
And all of this with 2 outs. The broken bat hit by Guillen, the walk, and then this. And the home run ball being thrown back onto the field. And so the Royals get a big 3-run home run in the 9th inning to make it a 10-5 game. Here's Kendall. Pulled foul. Royals have doubled the Twins in the run and hit department. 2 strikes. 10-5 and 16-8.
For Callaspo, his first multi-home run game in his career.
And Span in center field gathers in the 3rd out, but not until the Royals add 3 more on another Callaspo home run.
the 9th inning. Iaspo, first time in his career, he's had 2 home runs in a ball game. A career-high 6 RBIs in the ball game.
Well, Michael Cuddyer will try to get aboard here against Joakim Soria. And ball 1. Cuddyer, Kubel, and Young, and then because of the second 3-run homer, the Twins are going to have to find a way to roll the lineup over against one of the best closers in the game. Down the middle, a strike. So many times since that 6-run 3rd inning, the Twins had at bats where one extra base hit would have gotten them back into the game or maybe even into the lead. And Soria got a big strikeout of Morneau when Morneau represented the tying run. Now he's got some breathing room as he tries to work through the 9th. 1-2. Oh, Cuddyer hit by a pitch. And he'll go to first. Well, they're calling it a strikeout. And Ron Gardenhire is going to come out to discuss it with Mike Riley. The immediate concern was Cuddyer's hand and wrist area.
I think Mike Riley's saying that Cuddyer swung at that ball as the ball kind of rode in on him and got a piece of him. There's that 2-seam fastball, and you see that's what Ron Gardenhire is talking to Riley about. He's just trying to get out of that way of that high fastball up and in. I think Gardy's saying, what are you supposed to do with your bat?
Well, he said his piece. The main thing is it appears Cuddyer is okay.
Let's take a look at this fastball right here that rides in on Cuddyer. He's just trying to get out of the way. That was not a swing right there. You can see him hold up right there.
And now Ron Gardenhire out to talk with Chad Fairchild. I don't know if there was an ejection that we did not see. But rarely will a manager come out a second time on the same call.
Yeah, he did not, that barrel of the bat did not cross the plate. Cuddyer is just trying to get out of the way.
But why would, Gardy went back into the dugout and came back out.
Well, that's the only thing with, instant replay so close to the dugouts.
The only thing I can imagine is that there was an ejection of some sort.
I didn't see you get thrown out.
I didn't either.
And now he's just maybe asking the home plate umpire, maybe Mike Riley saw that. What did you think?
Well, the dugouts here are very close to home plate. And I wonder whether the umpire didn't hear something from the dugout.
Clearly showed that Michael Cuddyer did not swing at that ball. He was just trying to get out of the way. But
see, I think Gardy has been ejected, and that's why he came out a second time. He headed down the steps there, and I didn't see Fairchild apparently thumb him from the game. But the proximity of the dugout to home plate may have led to the ejection. No, there's Gardy's still. He's still in the game. Well, he's still in the dugout. Kubel the hitter, and the count's 1-1. So the ball hit Cuddyer, but in the ruling of Mike Riley, the ball hit him in the act of swinging the bat. I originally thought the ball might have hit the bat as well, and it would have been a foul ball, but instead it's a strikeout. And now it's 3-1 to Kubel. high fly down the left field line. Betancourt in foul ground makes the catch, out number 2.
One thing about Soria is excellent control. And even though right there, Bell behind, he's going to challenge him with a fastball. Kugel just got underneath it, popped it up foul.
Delman 0 for 4. First swing of the day. He sent a rocket to left center field, hauled in by Ankiel. And he takes a strike. Drilled foul, 2 strikes.
Pretty big pickup for the Kansas City Royals from the San Diego Padres organization back in December of 2006. They claimed Soria off of waivers, then proceeded to get 42 saves for him in his first year with the Royals.
Dribbler up the line, and Soria will tag out Young to end the game. And for the second Sunday in a row, the Twins misfire and a chance to pick up a sweep within the division.
Well, we saw Carl Pavano really struggle. He ended up getting a loss in his ball game. Bullpen did a good job. But Kansas City, too much offense here this afternoon for the Twins, getting 16 hits and 10 runs.
The Royals at times appeared were ready to hand the game back to the Twins, but it didn't happen. And the final score goes to Kansas City, 10-5. Tuesday, catch the Twins on Fox Sports North for the series opener with the red-hot Cleveland Indians. The Indians completed a sweep over the Chicago White Sox this afternoon in Cleveland, and the coverage will begin at 6:30. The Twins return to My 29 next Sunday at 1 o'clock as they wrap up their first series in Kansas City. Tough day for the Twins. A lot of weird things happened today, and it all added up to a Kansas City win in the series finale. Nevertheless, the Twins have won their first 4 series, and they'll try to make it 5 in a row against the Cleveland Indians. For Jim Rich and Burt Blyleven, I'm Dick Kramer. Reminder, coming up next, Extra Bases, our Twins postgame show.